Our headlines for tonight: members of religious group Iglesia ni Cristo spent the night around Quirino Grandstand for a three-day rally calling for transparency for a better democracy. The Department of Interior and Local Government will investigate individuals calling for the president's resignation. Resigned Congressman Saldico urges the Senate to investigate alleged PBBM's 100 billion pesos insertion to the 2025 General Appropriations Act. Executive Secretary Lucas Berzamin and Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman resigns as cabinet members from the Marcos administration. And American singer-songwriter Jason Derulo returns to the Philippines for his concert. Good evening, bringing you the latest news for tonight. I am ALVIN. PELOBELLO. This is Eurotv News Thread. The details in our broadcast. More than 500,000 members of religious group Iglesia ni Cristo joined the first day of mass demonstration, with some of them spent the night around Quirino Grandstand for a three-day rally calling for transparency for a better democracy. Graciela Corazon reports.
On the second day of the protest organized by the Iglesia ni Cristo or INC, many of its members remained around the Quirino Grandstand in Rizal Park since yesterday to join the three-day rally to call for transparency for a better democracy. Some of them who were already in the area as early Sunday morning have already set up tents and mats along TM Calao Avenue to the grandstand to spend the night here. One of them is Pablito Sarmiento, an INC member from La Union, who said he will remain until the last day of the rally to call for the return to the people of what was allegedly stolen by those involved in the growing corruption in the country. Pablito added that the people are still suffering because corrupt government officials. Despite the bad weather, they still remained as part of the three-day rally. Tess wishes for transparency in the government because of the people are still suffering.
Kami para manawagan ng transparency ang mangyari dahil Pilipino rin po tayo, lahat tayo nagbabayad ng tax na kailangan naman makinabantin tayo na hindi pumupunta sa mayaman na nagiging mayaman pa. Tayo na mahirap, lalo naghihirap. O kagaya ng mga pagbaha-baha. Sino ba naapektuhan? Di ba tayong taong bayan?
An estimated 650,000 individuals attended the first day of the three-day Transparency for a Better Democracy rally of Iglesia ni Cristo, according to the Manila Police District or MPD, and still increasing. The Manila local government has designated 3 areas as temporary shelters for those who joined the rally, including the San Andres Sport Complex, the Pitan Sports Complex, and the Pan Sports Complex. The INC clarified that their goal is not to overthrow the government but rather a peaceful rally to call and hold accountable for those who should be held and accountable for the corruption.
Kaya po kami nagsasagawa ng mga ganitong pagrarally po is para mabigyan pansin po yung nangyayari pong katiwalian sa gobyerno po natin ngayon. Yung, which is yung pinaka-main po talaga is yung corruption. Ayun po. Kaya po kami nandito is nangihingi po kami ng transparency sa mga ginagawang investigasyon po na nangyayari sa loob ng gobyerno.
Meanwhile, due to the ongoing rally, it is estimated that 7 truckloads or total of 19 metric tons of garbage were collected yesterday by Department of Public Services Manila on the first day of the rally. This is as part of the city regular monitoring to ensure proper waste management during large gatherings. The city government of Manila continues to intensify its cleaning and clearing operations to maintain order, cleanliness, and safety in the city. The government ensures that the environment remains clean, safe for all residents, visitors, and attendees of the said activity. This is Graciela Corazon for Eurotv News.
The Manila Disaster Risk and Reduction Management Office remains on guard amid the ongoing three-day rally of various groups which calls for the government transparency. Vanessa Cleophas has more.
The local government of Manila continues to provide assistance to attendees of the activities organized by members of the Iglesia ni Cristo around Quirino Grandstand, which will run until tomorrow, November 18, for their call for transparency for better democracy. This is just from the first day of the rally, which took place on Sunday. According to Ms. Judy Bunag, Public Information Officer of the MDRRMO, aside from monitoring the situation at their incident command post, they are also closely watching for any potential medical emergencies. 7 first aid stations have been set up in various areas around the Quirino Grandstand, led by Manila Health Department, medical volunteers, and other city personnel.
As of now, we have 7 medical posts. Kasama po doon na nagsa-standby is yung mga doctors from Manila Health Department, responders from Manila City DRRMO, barangay health workers, and other volunteers po natin na tumutulong po sa atin na secure po na makapagbigay ng first aid and medical help sa mga tao po na inaasahan po natin dadagsa sa peaceful rally ng Iglesia ni Cristo.
Additionally, 17 ambulances are deployed at each station to quickly transport anyone experiencing major medical cases. The MDRRMO added that as of 1:30 p.m. on the second day of the rally, 226 patients had been recorded, all of whom only had minor cases.
As of now po, collectively, there's 226 catered patients. Lahat po nung na-cater na patients from Manila City DRRMO, volunteers, and Manila Health Departments are minor cases lang po. And since yesterday po na first day ng peaceful rally ng Iglesia ni Cristo is wala pa po tayong na-report na major cases. Puro mga minor cases lang po such as BP monitoring, first aid sa mga maliliit lang po na sugat, and ayun po wala pa po tayong na-cater na major na cases.
Meanwhile, aside from the Manila LGU, a first aid station has also been set up by some Iglesia ni Cristo or INC members. Among them is the SCAN International Special Response Unit from the Pampanga North Chapter. They are assisting the city in providing initial medical services to those feeling dizzy due to the heat and intermittent rain.
First of all, we assess the patient, kung ano po yung, we ask if kung ano po yung nararamdaman nila, tapos take the vital signs, mga ganun po. And then, after assessing and analyzing everything, then po kami nag-make ng decision kung bibigyan po sila ng mga medicine, or if nasa critical na po talaga, doon po namin sila ipupunta sa CMDPS gamit po yung ambulansya na pinaka-check din po at pinaghandaan ng aming chapter po.
Meanwhile, both the MDRRMO and the medical team have reminded the INC group to regularly drink water to prevent dehydration, which is a primary cause of dizziness. The Manila LGU remains on standby to provide medical assistance to anyone in need until the third and final day of the rally.
Dapat lagi po tayong kumain on time. Magdala po tayo ng mga snacks or mga sweets po. At saka stay hydrated. Magdala po ng mga payo. At saka wag po tayo yung biglaang papasok sa malamig na lugar, lalo na po kung alam po natin galing tayo sa sobrang init na pwesto.
The third day po ng rally is ang paya lang po ng tanggapan ng Manila City DRRMO is mag-ingat po tayong lahat and handa naman po ang aming tanggapan kasama po ang Manila Health Department and ating mga volunteers na tumugon po just in case na kakailanganin niya po ng tulong medical or mga paunang lunas.
This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla says they will investigate individuals calling for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to resign amid the investigation over the anomalous flood control project. With hundreds of thousands gathered around EDSA People Power Monument held by the United People's Initiative. Catherine Landicho has the details.
The Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG has ordered an investigation into several individuals who called for President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. to step down during a protest held yesterday. According to DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla, those who issued such call may face charges of inciting to sedition.
It has no place in a civil society. We will go for truth, accountability, and justice and go through the due process kung sino man kailangan mahatulan dito.
However, Remulla said he was satisfied with the security measures that implemented on the first day of the protests. He noted that overall the activities remained peaceful and orderly despite the chants and grievance of the rallies. The three-day protest organized by the Iglesia ni Cristo or INC aims to call for transparency in government and to hold corrupt officials accountable. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
Resigned Congressman Saldico urges the Senate to investigate alleged insertion of President Marcos to General Appropriations Act of 2025 worth 100 billion pesos. And Vice President Sara Duterte says the administration is facing a profound crisis of confidence. Here's the report.
In the third part of his videotape statement, resigned Ako Bicol Portales Representative Zaldico called on the Senate to investigate President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s 100 billion pesos insertion in the 2025 General Appropriations Act or GAA. The former lawmaker insisted that the administration is only using him to cover up their alleged anomalous budget insertion, along with former House Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Yung pong listahan ng mga projects, ilalabas ko din kasama ng video na ito. Dahil dito, mas lalong darami ang ipa-file na kaso sa akin. Ginagamit ng administrasyon ang buong resources ng bansa para tumahimik ako, para masira ang aking kredibilidad. Darami din ang banta sa buhay ko at ng aking pamilya.
Ko strongly denied the information allegedly provided by DPWH official Henry Alcantara to the Independent Commission on Infrastructure that 21 billion pesos was pocketed from kickbacks. According to Ko, the actual figure was 56 billion pesos, which purportedly went to President Marcos and Romualdez.
Isa na dito ay yung kay Henry Alcantara, ang DPWH boys, ang sinasabi nilang halaga sa ICI ay 21 billion. Hindi po totoo yan. Ang totoong numero ay 56 billion pesos at yung pong halaga na yan ay kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at Martin Romualdez na punta lahat.
The Malacanang Palace denied claims of former lawmaker allegedly accusing the president. According to Palace Press Officer and Undersecretary Claire Castro, the chief executive is also unruffled by the accusations against him. Castro insisted that President Marcos vetoed 194 billion pesos in the 2025 national budget over questionable insertions.
Hindi po natin masasabi na ang mga aligasyon ni Saldico ay seryoso. Pero ang Pangulo, alam niya po ang kanyang ginagawa, alam niya po kung bakit niya pinaimbestigahan at pinangunahan ang malalimang pag-iimbestiga na ito. So ibig sabihin po, kung siya mismo ang nag-utos na mag-imbestiga, alam po natin na malinis ang kanyang hangarin at gusto niya talagang masawata ang korupsyon.
House Deputy Speaker and Antipolo 1st District Representative Ronnie Puno meanwhile said Ko's statement was outrageous, noting that Ko is the one hiding and that he is also the one avoiding questions. Bantay sa Kapayapaan at Demokrasya Chairman Emeritus Dr. Jose Antonio Guisha also defended the chief executive and said that Ko has no solid basis for his accusations. The group challenged Ko, saying that the former lawmaker should release evidences and face the allegations against him here in the Philippines. Along with the 3-day protest action against corruption and a call for transparency, Vice President Sara Duterte said that the president is facing a deep crisis due to involvement of his name in the corruption. The Vice President explained that the one reason why she resigned as an education secretary because she learned how the House of Representatives was manipulating national funds.
Nasaksihan ko mismo kung paano minanipula ng House of Representatives ang budget ng Department of Education. The President now faces a profound crisis of confidence, especially in the way these corruption investigations are being handled, which appear to lack both direction and resolve. We also seek clear answers on how a budget that deprived Filipinos of billions and billions of pesos was approved under his watch.
Hindi po tayo naniniwala sa sinabi ng Vice Presidente. Ang Pangulo, uulit-ulitin natin na siya po ang nagpaumpisa ng pag-iimbestiga na ito. Noon pa po ay marami ng anomalya. Since 2020, sinabi na po natin na marami na pong ghost projects pero wala pong ganitong klaseng pag-iimbestigang nangyari.
Several progressive groups plan to hold a trillion peso march anew on November 30th at a People Power Monument in EDSA. This is ALVIN Pelobello for Eurotv News.
On Monday, Officer-in-Charge Attorney Frederick Vida formally took his oath as the newly appointed Acting Secretary of the Department of Justice or DOJ. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led Vida's oath-taking in his new post, officially replacing then-Secretary Jesus Crispin Boying Remulla, who was recently appointed as the new Ombudsman. Vida finished his political science bachelor's degree in the University of the Philippines before taking law studies in Ateneo School of Law, where he finished as Juris Doctor Silver Medalist. In 1996, Vida passed the bar exam and started his legal and professional career as a lawyer. But year 2007, Vida entered the public service as the Vice Mayor of Mendez Nunez in Cavite. He was then elected as town's mayor, where he served since 2013 to 2022. He was the president of the Cavite's Mayor's League from 2019 to 2022. Before DOJ, Vida also served as the Assistant Secretary at the Office of the Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. By January 2023, he was appointed as an Assistant Secretary in DOJ before he was promoted as Undersecretary months later. Vida was appointed as DOJ OIC after Remulla left the post as he became the Ombudsman before Vida was officially appointed as the Acting Secretary of the Justice Department. Another round of revamp shakes the administration amid the flood control scandal as Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman resigns respectively in their posts. Mia Layagin tells us the details.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. officially accepted the resignation of Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, who were recently tagged in the budget insertion scandal. In a Monday press briefing, Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Attorney Claire Castro confirmed the news, saying that the two secretaries voluntarily rendered the resignations from the Marcos cabinet.
Amena Pangandaman, both officials respectfully offered and tendered their resignations out of delicadeza after their departments were mentioned in allegations related to the flood control anomaly currently under investigation, and in recognition of the responsibility to allow the administration to address the matter appropriately.
With the resignation, Castro noted that Bersamin and Pangandaman hope that the government will be able to conduct a full-scale investigation over the matter. In a 3-part video series released by resigned Ako Bicol Party List Representative Zaldico, he confessed Bersamin and Pangandaman's alleged ties on the budget insertions allegedly ordered by the president. The two secretaries have denied the allegations. Castro expressed the president's gratitude towards the two secretaries whose contributions strengthened the service of the administration. Following this, Castro announced that Department of Finance Secretary Ralph Recto will be the new executive secretary. Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs, Frederick Go, will be the Secretary of the Finance Department, while Budget Undersecretary Rolando Toledo is appointed as DBM's officer in charge. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
The Philippine National Police procured new equipment as part of strengthening its mobility and patrol capabilities, says DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla. Henry Nicolas reports.
The Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla affirmed that the government is strengthening the Philippine National Police mobility and patrol capabilities to boost peace and order efforts nationwide. At the blessings of the newly acquired police equipment in Camp Crame, Quezon City, Remulla emphasized the need to address long-standing mobility gaps within the PNP. For the next coming years, Remulla stated the additional 2,000 patrol vehicles to increase the force readiness of the PNP. He added that the government is targeting a significant increase in resources in the next 2 years. Among the newly procured equipment are 608 personnel carriers and transport vehicles, 438 light and heavy motorcycles, 4,989 protective gears, 322 aerial drones, 505 mobile devices, and 3,155 essential firearms. Remulla also announced the PNP is projecting to receive an additional 500 vehicles by January 2026 and 600 more by July, which will be deployed nationwide. To improve communications capability, the DILG chief said around 2,000 push-to-talk over cellular communication system will be purchased before the year ends. These devices integrate a body camera, cell phone, and a radio in one unit. Remulla also commended the PNP for its role in the recent peace rally with zero incident and efficient traffic management. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
The Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board found out in a series of consultation that several transport network vehicles or TNVS has violated operations along with tempo motos, prompting the LTFRB chief to deploy mystery riders. Mia Layagin has the details.
Following the recent public consultation conducted by the Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board over fare hike petition, other issues in the transportation sector were raised by various transport groups. Among the concerns raised is the increased competition among transport services, with complaints over transport network vehicle service units operating without necessary authorization from LTFRB. LTFRB did not let the complaint go unnoticed and immediately deployed mystery riders to confirm these incidents. In a meeting with representatives of transport network companies, Mendoza confronted them over these violations, especially about operating without LTFRB-issued franchise. The agency was able to confirm the tempo modus, in which TNVS units were issued with temporary permits, allegedly for regular fees. Mendoza pointed out how these units were even included in the service apps, while it was not granted with a provisional authority from LTFRB. The chairman said that by including these units and service apps, TNC is condoning these kinds of illegal operations activities. On TNC's end, they have expressed willingness to cooperate with LTFRB in monitoring these modus. The group also looks into linking LTFRB in the online service apps system to confirm units allowed by the agency to operate. Following this, Mendoza also vowed to expedite the processing of TNVS franchise applications and to stop practice of temporary permits issuance over potential corruption. With this, Mendoza is hoping to finally address and solve this issue in order to maintain fair and just competition among PUV operators who have fully complied with all the necessary requirements to operate. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
With more than a month before Christmas, cybercrime watchdog warns the public over online scams with roughly increasing numbers during the holidays. Vanessa Cleophas reports.
The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center or CICC and Scamwatch Philippines launched the 12 Scams of Christmas campaign aimed at reminding the public about the different ways scammers take advantage of people during the holiday season. Leading the list is the online shopping scam, as various online platforms offering sales However, CICC warns that many scammers use fake shopping URL, accounts, promo, and fake sellers. Other forms of cyber fraud commonly used by scammers include fake delivery, call scam, and task job scam. The most common victims are from investment scams and love scams. Meanwhile, the impersonation scam often involves hacking the victim's messenger account to steal money from the victim's own contacts. Also included in the 12 types of cyber fraud are loan scam, travel scam, charity scam, middleman scam, and online gambling scam. One way to avoid falling for this scam is to adopt a counter-scam attitude or follow 4 key behaviors, including being cautious about sharing personal information, being skeptical or hesitant when making decisions, especially when money is involved, ignoring or not engaging with stranger, and reporting any suspicious activity to the proper authorities or agencies. Meanwhile, based on the CICC's data from 2024, around 10,000 scam-related reports were received. Of this total, 38% were related to non-delivery of goods, followed by impersonation scam, job scam, and financial fraud. CICC and Scamwatch Philippines encourage potential scam victims to report incidents to the National Anti-Scam Hotline 1326. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reminded the public of a text hijacking scheme which could result to scamming as the BSP continues to receive reports about fake messages from various banks with links indicated. Catherine Landicho tells us the report.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP has reminded the public to be more cautious of text messages they receive, especially those containing links that invite users to click. The BSP emphasized that banks do not send text messages or emails with clickable links to their clients in accordance with a BSP memorandum. According to the Central Bank, they continue to receive reports about fake text messages that appears to come from legitimate financial institutions. This scheme known as text hijacking involves scammers inserting fake messages into legitimate text threads to make them look authentic. These messages often contain deceptive links designed to steal access to a victim's financial accounts. They also typically include alerts such as expiring rewards, supposed unauthorized transaction, or requests for account verification to pressure the victim into clicking the link. To avoid falling victim to this scam, the BSP advised the public to avoid clicking any links sent via text or email. Use multi-factor authentication to better secure accounts. Never share personal or financial information with anyone. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
Israel opposes the creation of Palestinian state, which has backed by the United Nations resolution, but prompting threat over the U.S.-backed ceasefire in Gaza Strip. Son Santiago reports.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel opposes the creation of a Palestinian state. In a social media post yesterday, Netanyahu reaffirmed his stance against Palestinian statehood. He also insisted that Hamas will be disarmed, a claim that group has repeatedly rejected. Netanyahu's remarks come as the United States and several Muslim-majority nations, according to Reuters, have endorsed a draft United Nations resolution supporting a roadmap toward a Palestinian statehood, one of the key components of the U.S.-brokered Gaza peace plan. This is his first direct statement on the matter since backing the U.S.-led peace plan that already took effect on October 10. According to U.S. President Donald Trump, the 20-point peace plan includes the creation of an internationally led and transitional board of peace that would govern Gaza and oversee its reconstruction. This is besides from the hostage prisoner exchange and the peace withdrawal of Israel forces in the city. This specific provision has long faced strong opposition from Israel's governing coalition, citing fear that the specific point will open doors for an even larger Hamas-run state. Prior to Netanyahu's statement, Israel's Defense and Finance Minister had already posted messages on social media, rejecting any move toward Palestinian statehood and urging Netanyahu to publicly oppose the proposal. This is not the first time these ministers have pushed back against efforts toward the said statehood. While the ceasefire remains in effect, scattered violence has continued in several areas over recent weeks. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, more than 69,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since the two-year war began. This number includes violence even if there is an agreement. On the other hand, Israel is still waiting for the surrender of dead hostages in Gaza. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
American singer-songwriter Jason Derulo returns to the Philippines for his concert this November. Sam Martos has the entertainment updates.
American singer and global hitmaker Jason Derulo will be returning to the country for his upcoming world tour. In a social media post by L Square Production, they released Derulo's poster along with a ticket price for his concert. The singer will perform some of his most popular hits such as What You Say, In My Head, Riding Solo, and It Girl. It can be remembered that Derulo last visited the Philippines in 2016 for his Everything Is For concert. The concert tickets will be purchased starting from 4,500 pesos up to 11,500 pesos, while the after-party access will cost 5,999 pesos. Meanwhile, the Jason Derulo in Manila concert will take place on November 22, 2025 at the SM Mall of Asia Arena. This is Sam Martos for Eurotv Showbiz News.
That's the latest news for tonight. You may visit eurotvph.com for more news and information. You can also catch our live broadcast through our social media accounts, Vibe and Extreme channel. I'm ALVIN PELOBELLO. Thanks for joining us. This is Eurotv News Thread. Stay safe. Have a good night, everyone.